Um, okay, for the public
You could
meeting.
attendee, and then I could move you over if your participant IDs don't work a second time.
Okay, I imagine they will.
I would think so, but I don't know for sure.
Right, okay, that's fine. Okay, well, I hope it all goes well tonight. We're learning.
Yep.
Oh, there's Janet. Hi, Janet. She's still muted. Okay.
I'm here, I'm just eating dinner, so.
Okay.
Put my camera on when we start.
Okay, that's fine. Lenore thought she might be a couple minutes late.
Okay.
Yeah. Jennifer, are you going to manage the recording button? Or should
Yeah, I can. Do you want me to pause while you guys are gone or just leave it running?
I would think it'd be fine to be paused while we're gone. I don't know how long we'll be gone. But yeah, I would think it'd be fine to be paused.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you worry about that. I have occasionally not gotten us back on, as quickly as I should have.
Oh. Yeah, and I was gonna try and do like a message using the share screen. We'll know if they log in while you guys are gone that you're in closed session.
Closed session. Oh, thank you. That's a great idea.
We'll see how it works. I've never done a share screen, so.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
How are you, Trustee Chick?
I'm doing all right, hanging in. I wish the sun would come out, tired of the rain.
It's supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow, though.
That's
That's amazing. Yeah, amazing.
Probably the last time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they said for Halloween it's going to be in the 40s. So I don't know how many kids you're going to see out, especially with COVID, too.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's 6:30. I could hit start, but there's not enough of us here yet to do anything.
Yeah, you might as well not.
Yeah, might as well wait a couple more minutes. Okay, I'm going to turn on the heat.
Hi, Tron. Hi, Kathy.
Hello. I'm eating my dinner, so I had my camera off.
Kathy, I just sent you an email a few minutes ago.
Right. I was waiting for that to happen.
Me too.
It's going to be a fun one.
Okay, Mr. Dockett's going to join us tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he was dialing in on the wrong number, but hopefully he won't have a problem. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of us.
Anybody heard from Jackie?
I have not.
Yeah, I know she's coming. I thought she'd be here by now. Let me text her.
Everybody looks so perky.
Yeah, right. Let me go see if Steve is going to dial in here. I don't see, oh, well, maybe he's on now. No. Let me see if I can get Steve on. I'll be right back.
Does mean there are no members of the public, or they just haven't been let in?
I don't think they've let him in yet.
I see attendees on the right-hand
We
side.
have for, so in the attendees, there's 4 people.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Stefan there in the attendees.
Yep. All right. I need to start the meeting in order to let people in.
Wait, we need to let Lisa in probably too, don't we?
Yeah. Is it full screen?
I haven't heard back from Jackie.
How about Lenore? And you mentioned Wayne may join us.
Right. He is supposed to be joining us. For some reason, I'm not being allowed to start the meeting.
Well, the webinar's already started, so
It
anybody-
has.
webinar
Okay.
should be,
Steve says that he's called in and he's in a waiting room or something, and he can't.
did he use the webinar one at the top of the agenda, or did he use the one?
I don't know, but I'll go check again. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen, I just got a text from Lenore that says I am here. So I don't know where she's at.
What did?
Maybe
what
she's
did Lenore
deaf.
say? Steve is calling the
Yeah.
number now.
Somebody raise their hand.
That could be Lenore. Yeah, because she can hear me. She's the guest. So can we let Lenore in?
She should be, well, she needs
Is
to
it
dial.
*6?
She needs to, is she calling in on a phone?
No. Lenore, can you hear us?
Is she the guest?
Yes.
I'll have them unmute then.
Yeah, it says I am guest. She can hear us.
Okay.
You need to unmute. Lenore,
Can you unmute yourself, Lenore?
I can advance her, I think. So the guest person is Lenore, right?
Yeah, she's on her phone.
Okay, then I will see if I can promote to panelist. Okay. And then Steve,
I think you got me.
All right.
great, good, thank you. Steve is, I can't promote him to panelist for some reason.
Okay, I'm unmuted now.
Okay, good. Well, at least you're there. Okay. Well, it is what it is.
Got 5.
We got 5. We might as well get going here.
Is Mr. Dockett on?
he said he was going to try to call.
Okay,
He says he was looking at the special meeting notice, and I told him which phone number at the top of the page to use, but I don't know. I don't see him in the lists, but I don't know. All right, I guess I'd like to get going, though. I'd like to call this meeting to order, this special board meeting of the Northfield Township Board, October 22nd, 2020 at 6:30. Would someone like to offer an invocation?
I could.
Go ahead, Miss Bellinger.
Dear God, may thy grace touch one such that one may ponder wholeheartedly the miracle of existence. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance. Okay.
I pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to
to the flag
The flag,
The United
United
States
States of America
of America,
and to the
republic for which it stands,
One
one
nation,
nation, under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and
liberty
justice
and
for all.
justice for all.
Thank you. Please call the roll, Clerk Manley.
Chick,
Here,
Bellinger,
Here,
Shockley,
Here.
Manley here, Zelenak,
Present.
all right. So Otto and Docket are not here.
Not here yet. Okay. Now we have an opportunity for call to the public. So we have a few members of the public potentially joining us tonight. Any member of the public who would like to speak to us tonight, feel free to raise your hand and I'll allow you to unmute your phone. Please state your name, your address, and then share whatever thoughts you might have with us. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. And this is not a time for dialogue or questions and answers. So thank you. Do we have any attendees who would like to speak? Okay. Seeing no hands up. Okay, we'll close that out. And we have board member response, but we had no call to no discussion from the public. So I'd like to make a motion to adopt the balance of the agenda as distributed.
support.
Motion by Chalkley, support by who? Everybody. I'll say Chick. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, hearing no one. The agenda is adopted. I would like to make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to MCL 15.268H to consider material subject to attorney-client privilege, which is exempt from disclosure by state or federal statute.
Support.
Motion by Chalkley, support by Bellinger. Any discussion?
I'd just like to ask Mr. Fink if he's recommending we go into closed session and that this not be talked in public.
I do recommend that you go into closed session. You will be discussing a document that's subject to attorney-client privilege, and to discuss it in an open session could waive the privilege.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we will need a roll call.
Manley, yes. Shockley,
Yes.
Zelenak,
Yes.
Bellinger,
Yes.
Chick.
yes.
Okay, 5-0.
Okay, we have 5-0. That's enough to go into closed session. So at this time, all of us are going to leave the webinar and log into the next meeting. And so you have an agenda with a Zoom link on there and a passcode. So go ahead and leave this meeting, and then we're going to get into the other meeting, and I'll attempt to get everybody there before we have any discussion. So leaving meeting.
So we have to leave.
should be able to get on the computer now if you click on the link that was on the top of your agenda page.
Okay, I can go back and try if you want, I can do so.
Right. Try that, and then you can hang up your phone.
Okay, let me give it a try.
Okay, so we've got, we're missing Miss Chick.
Did somebody tell Janet to try it again?
I'm letting each one of them know.
All right.
Okay, just tell them to
And
click on
then-
the link again.
And then Jennifer will need to make an announcement to the public.
Well, it is recording right now, so I could turn off the
Well, we do
recording.
have some attendees, so they must know somehow.
I can't understand you, Kathy.
There's some attendees already, so
We,
people were
Okay.
able to get back in.
we have several attendees, so that's good. Okay. Let me send a note to Jim. Fink. Okay, so Mr. Fink's back in, okay.
Lenore should be on shortly.
Right. Six. Okay. Miss Lemble is not on. Okay,
It's recording, so she can take it off that.
well, that's.
Yeah, I talked to Lisa. She said that she was probably not going to rejoin, but she would watch the recording.
Okay, good.
Would you like me to put my tie back up?
Okay, so I think we've got everybody but Mr. Dockett at this point, right? 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. What about Mr. Dockett? You can't get back in? Oh, yeah. I don't want to put my mask on. Oh. Okay, but that's okay. You can still hear.
Yeah, I can stand
Okay.
here in the doorway.
Okay, do you know if Mr. Dockett is calling back in?
I don't know if he is now.
Do you want to call him and ask him if he's going to call back in?
Can he get back in?
He can get back in if he dials the number at the top like we told him to do. He should be able to get back in.
I'm not having any luck on the computer.
Really? Okay, you're clicking on the link at the top.
Yeah, the one is, what's the last digits on it? Something about 77 or something?
It's 4337.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one I've been
That's,
trying. Yeah, I haven't been able to get in.
Okay, that's how I got on, but okay, I'm sorry about that.
Can we just move on with who we have?
Yes, I think so. All right, I would like to make a motion to authorize the attorneys to proceed as discussed in the closed session.
Support.
Motion by Chalkley, support by Bellinger. And any discussion on that motion? Any board members? No? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Otto,
Yes.
Bellinger,
Hold on, I'm sorry, I had discussion. I couldn't get
Oh,
there.
sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Miss.
So, so do we know if the public was able to get back in?
Well,
Yes.
and we have Bob White, Ken Dignan, a resident.
Okay. So
There.
it was only the board members that couldn't get back in?
Well, I don't know, but apparently we were having the most trouble. The meeting actually got closed and opened again. So
It had to be reset.
it had to be reset. So, but the same number is now active.
I mean, I guess I have a concern that, are we really having an open meeting? Okay.
Okay. So we are having a roll call vote at this time.
Does Mr. Fink want to weigh in maybe on Lenore's question?
Yeah.
Oh, unmute.
Unmute your.
You have members of the public present. If there's any concern about the validity of the action at your next board meeting, you can move to ratify the action that you are about to take, whether it's to vote the motion up or down.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think, and especially in this situation where you had your discussion in a closed session, other than the discussion on this motion, I don't think you're going to have much of a discussion that would affect the public. And as I said, members of the public are here. It's not ideal. You're still working through the Zoom stuff, but the answer would be to vote tonight and ratify it at your next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have one comment, Marlene.
Yeah.
Jennifer did put a post out about 5 minutes ago on Facebook on a number of the sites and on the Northfield Township Government Office site that the meeting was back up.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. We're doing the best we can.
Well, I'd just like
Yeah.
to make sure it is on our next meeting to ratify it, please.
Good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment. I think the public needs to understand that this is new technology to everybody, that everybody's working through it, and that these things are going to happen. It's not intentional. We certainly don't want these kind of things to happen. So I think we need to see a little bit of patience from people. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's do the roll call vote, please, then. Ms.
Yeah, we're
Mann.
good. Okay, Otto.
Yes.
Still yes. Bellinger.
Yes.
Shockley.
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Manley. Yes. Zelenak.
Yes.
Okay, so 6-0.
Thank you. And I don't see Mr. Dockett, so he has not made it back on. Okay. Now we have an opportunity for second call to the public. Do we have any members of the public who would like to speak at this time? Please raise your hand and I'll allow you to talk. Mr. Dignan.
Yes, thank you very much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to raise a disagreement with Ms. Chick. This is not new. This has been 7 months in the making. We have been going through this. We should have this down by now. If we don't, we should have a professional running it that knows how it's done. I think tonight's meeting was an abomination. I find it incredibly disingenuous that we went in for attorney-client communications and we did not operate in the spirit of what the Open Meetings Act requires in stating what type of communication it is. You don't have to give away what you're talking about. I also am concerned that the township has entered a contract without discussing it in public or has allocated funds to be spent without public deliberation. It sounds to me like the board deliberated this in closed session. That is, again, a violation of Open Meetings Act. You are unable to deliberate in closed session. You can gather information, you can ask questions, but any and all deliberations must take place outside of closed session. And it just really, 7 months in, guys, We got to get our act together. This is an embarrassment. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public? Here we have resident. Go ahead, Mr. or Miss Resident.
Yes, Adam only, 9315 Lakewood Court.
Okay.
Just, it's kind of a mess tonight. I get it. It's technology. If it's inadvertent or not, it's still not acceptable. Before the closed session, the attorney said that you're going into closed session to discuss attorney-client privileged information. You are the client. So, and he stated that speaking about it in public could waive that privilege. You're the client. You can waive the privilege at any point you want. In the people getting it back in, it's a mess. Like 5-minute notice on Facebook that it's, coming back on, or a message from someone that on the board is unacceptable. Also, I would like to welcome, is it Stephen Bagney? I don't know, attorney, specializing in eminent domain cases to the meeting. I assume that has something to do with the closed session, that it was some kind of real estate dealings or eminent domain cases. So welcome to the meeting, and you guys have a good evening.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no other hands, we'll move to board member comments. Are there any board member comments? Ms. Chick.
Could we ask Mr. Fink to speak to whether or not this was a violation of the Open Meetings Act?
In general, I don't like giving my advice in a public meeting, but I do not think you violated the Open Meetings Act, either in going into the meeting or the actions or the discussions you had in the meeting. And the action that you took was the deliberation and action of the board in a public meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other board member comments?
I want to thank our attorney, and thank you for the good meeting. Thank you, board members, as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I apologize to the public. We're doing our best here. And the next board can take a look at getting another professional to handle the meetings. If we have to continue to do them virtually, that would be advisable. Okay, Ms.
I have a comment.
Yes, please.
Yes, I do think we should invest in either training or practice. When we're trying something new, I do not understand why that isn't practiced before we do it live.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I don't know, our third closed session, and they have not, the only one that worked was when we met outside for the public to come, went inside, and came back outside.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime we have tried to do a closed session with different meeting IDs, or it has not worked.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm asking the administration to do, people running the meeting, you as supervisor, Mr. Ains as the township manager, to practice these scenarios before we try them live. I don't think that's a lot to ask from a fellow board member or for representing the public.
Thank you. Okay, any other comments?
I did ask at one time that we have a second person trained to do this besides Jennifer for exactly this reason. So we need, yeah, I agree. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Miss Otto.
I would recommend that that someone learns how to use breakout sessions in the Zoom meetings. That's how you could use a closed session, by having a breakout session. You don't break the original meeting up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't split up different calls or anything. It's all done with one call. You assign the breakout session to the people that need to be in that session, and the rest of the other people stay in the other session without breaking anything up.
Mm-hmm.
So I would recommend somebody looking into that because that is a function of Zoom.
Okay. Well, we have looked into that actually, and we're not allowed to have breakout sessions with webinars, unfortunately. And so then we can't control the participation of the public, we have to do it under a meeting. If we use breakout sessions, so that could work, except that we had difficulty at a DDA meeting without the ability to control the public because we kept having them interjecting inappropriately. So unfortunately, we need to explore this a little more and come up with a better option. But at this point, I see Ms. Bellinger with her hand raised, but I would like to entertain.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and I'm happy to second that motion. So, Bellinger, motion, Chalkley second. Any more discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? No one opposed. Okay, thank you. The meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.